NBA teams desperate to make a splash in 2020 free agency. Subscribe to Sportsmafia for more videos. Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta could take on exorbitant contracts to acquire future assets, but at some point, the team will need to start the path toward contention, and for Trae Young, that time is now. The Hawks have plenty of holes. They need a backcourt facilitator who can take some pressure off Young. They need defense at every level. The two most notable free agents, Anthony Davis and Brandon Ingram, will probably return to the Lakers and Pelicans respectively, but plenty of talent will still be available. Jordan Clarkson and Maurice Harkless could make low-cost additions to fill both voids and stay near the young core's timeline. Miami's Jay Crowder has been a bright spot in the bubble via his defense of Giannis and his three-point shooting, and would be a marked improvement for the Hawks. Charlotte Hornets. The Hornets have plenty of avenues to improve via trade and the draft. The third overall selection will elevate Charlotte's ceiling and possibly land the team a rim-running big man such as James Wiseman. Uncertainty still surrounds Nicholas Batum, who played just 22 games last season and was often a healthy scratch. However, their greatest chance of improving from a fringe playoff team to a true threat will come through free agency. The Hornets should have the fourth most spending power come late October. Montrezl Harrell can make a dynamite addition and fill a glaring need. Charlotte finished 29th in offensive rating in 2019-2020. The reigning Sixth Man of the Year is the only player in the NBA to shoot 59% from the field while scoring at least 17 points per game the past two seasons. He'd help remove pressure from Graham and Terry Rozier while affording PJ Washington a cushion on the wing. Detroit Pistons. All is not lost for the Pistons. Luke Kennard impressed as a playmaker and perimeter threat, nailing 39.9% of his 6.5 three-point attempts per game this season. The Pistons can hope for development from Sekau Doumbouya as well as this year's number 7 pick. Still, for their fortunes to reverse, they'll need to make a splash. Re-signing Wood would take much of the third highest spending power this offseason, but the Pistons may instead place importance on a veteran leader in the backcourt who can organize the offense. The Pistons were targeting Fred VanVleet as far back as January. VanVleet would more than capably fill the backcourt vacancy left by Reggie Jackson, who's also a free agent this offseason. Miami Heat. The Heat can move Kelly Olynyk and become a max-level suitor. In that instance, they'd be foolish not to kick the tires on restricted free agent De'Aaron Fox should the Kings not max him in free agency's opening moments. They could prod Davis and Ingram to see their commitment levels in Los Angeles and New Orleans respectively. They could look for a fixture at point guard in VanVleet. However, Pat Riley may have already tipped his hand at the deadline when the Heat nearly traded for impending free agent Danilo Gallinari. The Heat's intention was to bring in both Andre Iguodala and Gallinari. Crowder may have moved to Oklahoma City instead of Miami, but Minnesota replaced OKC in the three-team Miami-Memphis swap. With Crowder's standout play, they may have worked out in Miami's favor. However, if Riley still hung up on Gallo, he'd be getting one of the NBA's best scoring wings. Gallo was one of just 10 players to score at least 18.7 points per game while shooting over 40% from three. Imagine the shooting in a lineup of Butler, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, and Gallinari with Adebayo at center. New York Knicks. The Knicks need veteran backcourt leadership. While Paul and VanVleet are the obvious candidates, the Knicks may prefer Dragic. At 34, he is still an exceptional player, but probably wouldn't seek a contract beyond 2 or 3 seasons. The Knicks can offer a lucrative 2-year, $36 million pact that he'd be hard-pressed to beat. The Knicks should seek wing shooting. Davis Bertans should be a candidate for a rich, long-term deal given his size, versatility, and age. Malik Beasley is also the ideal 3-and-D wing. Though he's restricted, a substantial offer may be enough to pry him from Minnesota. That's it for today's Sports Mafia video. Thank you for watching. If you like this video and want to see more Sports Mafia content, click the circle subscribe button so you never miss a single video. Hope you enjoyed.